Welcome back to Lost Louisiana. What's in a Name? Part 3. I'm your host, Charlie Whinham. Our next stop takes us to Avery Island. For those of you who do not know it, Avery Island, Louisiana is printed on about 750,000 glass bottles every day. It is part of the official label for McIlhenny Tabasco Sauce. Tabasco Sauce may have put Avery Island on the map, but this area is also spiced with a crucial Civil War battle, a breathtaking bird sanctuary, and a mammoth salt mine that challenges the imagination. Avery Island, Louisiana pops out of the ground because of a vast underground salt dome that formed millions of years ago. And salt is far from the only element giving spice to the Avery Island way of life. But is Avery Island actually an island? Shane Bernard is our resident expert.
It's an island in the sense that you can't leave without getting your feet wet unless you use a bridge or a boat. But we're not an island in the traditional sense. We're not off the coast of Louisiana. We're not surrounded by a large body of water. The bayou that surrounds most of the island is still called Petitance. The island itself was known as Petitance Island. Sometimes you see it referred to entirely in French as Île Petitance. Petitance means little cove in Cajun French.
Avery Island is a glorious contradiction of terms and realities over time. It's a beautiful sanctuary to migrating birds, yet this was also the site of a bloody Civil War skirmish. Avery Island is a beautiful part of Louisiana country scenery. However, it is also the world headquarters to one of the most famous condiments made in America. Avery Island has been known by several names over the past 100 years or so, but this area's current name originates from the Avery family, who left New England for Louisiana.
The original family to settle here, with descendants still on the island, is the Marsh family. The Marsh family came here in 1818 to grow sugarcane on the island. The Averys married into the Marshes, and then the McIlhennys married into the Averys.
If you're wondering why Shane Bernard knows so much family history of someone else's family, it's because he works for the McIlhennys. And if you're wondering why that name might sound familiar, they are the founders of the legendary Tabasco hot pepper sauce. Shane is the company's historian and curator, and he serves up his history in a bottle.
Well, we're on Homestead Hill on Avery Island.
Okay.
And behind me here is the original site of the first Tabasco sauce factory. It was, it operated from 1868 until 1905.
Edmund McIlhenny created the Tabasco sauce known the world over. He was originally a New Orleans banker, but the Civil War left his career in ruin. Like a snowy egret, the Avery and McIlhenny families took refuge on Avery Island. That did not last long when the discovery of a vast salt mine beneath Avery Island brought the Civil War once again to their door.
The McIlhennys, who had just married into the Averys, were living in New Orleans, and the Averys proper were living in Baton Rouge, near the site of the, on the site of the Heidelberg Hotel. When Farragut came up the Mississippi and threatened New Orleans and Baton Rouge, the Averys and McIlhennys left and came here and thought they had gotten away from the Civil War. But by finding solid rock salt here on the island at that time, they actually converted the island into a strategic objective for the Northern Navy, which attacked the island in November of 1862 and eventually took the island 6 months later in April of '63.
So where we are right now was at one point a Civil War skirmish.
Right. The bayou Petitance, is right back here, and the Union Navy came up the bayou from Vermilion Bay with 2 gunboats and a transport ship. And while the gunboats provided cover fire, the transport ship unloaded foot soldiers in amphibious assault. But the Confederates were here waiting on this highland. In fact, the Confederates were ultimately under the command of General Richard Taylor, who was the son of U.S. President Zachary Taylor.
After the war, the Averys and McIlhennys returned to Avery Island to begin a new life and a new business venture. The McIlhenny factory on Avery Island now produces an average of 750,000 bottles of Tabasco sauce every day. Inside those bottles are 3 simple ingredients: red peppers, distilled vinegar, and salt. Which brings us to another grand-scale, current-day Avery Island commodity: salt. This underground salt mine is one of the largest in the world and is currently operated by the Cargill Corporation. This salt mine is so vast in size, it is as deep as Mount Everest is tall. But you won't see this salt on the dinner table. This rock salt is slated for industrial use, including agriculture, oil production, and for salting roadways. But the digging does not end in the salt mines. We go back above ground to the site of the original Tabasco sauce factory for a little more digging.
And these are modern display cases that we built to enclose some of the excavation pits from 2000-2001 when we dug up this site.
Avery Island is a priceless archaeological site that not only goes back 100 years, but possibly 10,000 years or more to prehistoric times of native Indians.
This right here is the cistern, the base of the cistern that served the original Tabasco sauce factory. And we think that, all these bricks right here were made on site. The UL of Lafayette Microscopy Center, if I say that correctly, is actually doing studies using scanning electron microscopes to study the chemical makeup of these bricks and to try to find out, where they were made here on the island or somewhere else. And you never know what's going to show up. I mean, here's a fragment of, looks like a stoneware jar or jug or something like that. It's a very rich archaeological site.
From Tabasco sauce to mammoth salt mines to nature's refuge, Avery Island is anything but bland. E.A. McIlhenny was the company's 3rd president and was also affectionately known as Mr. Ned. He created a bird colony on Avery Island in 1892 to protect egrets and other exotic birds from plume hunters. The sanctuary is known today as Bird City and is enjoyed each year by thousands of tourists from around the world. Well, what goes